So then she proceeds in this video right here, where it says FYP, for you page, meaning she wants us to know this business. She put this on the internet for people asking, why you always in people's business? We all in people's business. All of us. And people keep putting it on here. So anyway. So she explains that her baby daddy, she has 3 kids. All by her one baby daddy. And he has a girlfriend. And she knows he has a girlfriend. But on Mondays, he comes and drops off the kids or picks up the kids. She said on Monday, he comes and drops and picks off the kids or whatever for his week, I guess. And when he comes inside to, you know, play with the kids and pack up their stuff or whatever he do, come drop them off. You know, particularly one Monday, they conceived a child. While the girlfriend sat in the car the whole time. I got the notes.
Story time on how I ended up with 3 kids by a man who lives with his girlfriend. I met my baby daddy 11 years ago. 11 years ago, he did not live with his girlfriend. I went to prison back in 2018. At that time, we were together. While I was in prison, on a certain site, if you know what Backpage is, he met his girlfriend. So as soon as I came home from prison, I ended up getting pregnant with my first son, who's now 5 years old. When I was about 4 months pregnant, I found out about who we now call sister wife. Happens to be that she was pregnant too, and she decided to get an abortion. When my son was born, me and my baby daddy were together like normal. Sierra was not a part of the picture. There was no infidelity issues, but our relationship wasn't perfect. We had other issues. So we broke up. Every time we broke up, he would go right to Sierra's house and she would be waiting on him hand and foot. We ended up getting back together because I was pregnant with our second child, which is now 4 years old, and her name is Josiah. Once again, we're living together, we're in a relationship. Sierra is not in the picture, and we have 2 kids. Now we start arguing, and you know what happens. I tell him he gotta go. Where does he go? Right to Sierra's house. So at some point, me and my baby daddy are still communicating. We have 2 small children together. And I kind of feel like he's not all in, not all invested. So I get to doing my little FBI, little research, and I find out that he called himself moving into Sister Wife house. So he would be at Sister Wife's house Monday through Friday telling me he was at a friend's house for work, and he would come over on the weekends and be with his kids. As soon as I found out that he was living at Sister Wife's house, I got in my car and I drove over there, knocked on her door. She packed up his things. I put them in the car and I took my baby daddy back home. And once again, we was together. Just to keep a long story short, that happened like maybe 3 or 4 times. I literally drove to Sister's Wife house, picked up my baby daddy, and he left her. And we continued on our relationship. He only goes over there after we break up. So no, he's not cheating on me. But she's always lingering in the sidelines, like waiting for us to break up. So then it comes to my attention that my baby daddy is battling some bigger demons. That'll be his story to tell. So our final argument, which is a story time on its own, was really bad, and we ended up going our separate ways once again. So now fast forward and we're not together, and a year goes by, and I don't know, we decide that we're going to start communicating again. When we start communicating, he informs me that he's, living with Sierra and that they're in a relationship and he wants to explore that and see how it goes. And I'm like, all right, cool. You can do that. I don't think that our relationship, is like we still had things we needed to work on. So I don't think we should go back to that either. But we should definitely work on our communication. And so that's what we do. And then you guys see the whole theory was born. Let me ask my baby daddy's girlfriend, does she want to be in a poly relationship? So, of course, she says no. She doesn't want to be in a poly relationship. She thinks she's enough woman for my baby daddy on her own. And I'm like, oh, okay then. So I'm not going to let that stop me from, talking to my own baby daddy. So I continue on with my relationship with my baby daddy. He's continuing to live with Sister Wife because that's what's working out for us. And we exchange the kids on Mondays. So on Mondays, he usually would come inside and play with his kids while sister wife would sit outside in the car about 45 minutes. And after a couple of Mondays, your girl ended up pregnant. I let him know that I was pregnant, and he decided, okay, I'm going to pack my things and I'm going to move back in. When he did this, some of the old problems we were having were still there. And of course, we ended up in an argument, which ended up in a domestic dispute, which ended up with him going to jail. Again, that's a whole nother story time on its own. Sister wife bonded him out of jail, and then we weren't talking for a while. We actually ended up linking up on his birthday, and we both ended up in jail again. That's another story time on its own. Anywho, fast forward to now I'm having the baby. He still lived with sister wife my entire pregnancy. I actually moved down south, which was 4 hours away from him. And that's where I ended up having the baby. He did make it to the birth of his son. He cut his umbilical cord. He stayed the first night till like 5 o'clock in the morning. During the time that he was in there, birth, labor, and him spending time with his son, sister wife was downstairs sitting in the damn car. Anyway, so like I said, he leaves at 5 o'clock in the morning. Don't see him the next day. Then, damn, I can't open this shit. He comes back the day that we're discharged to sign his son's birth certificate. He's running mad late because he says he keeps arguing with Sierra. He pulls up and I'm like, yo, you know you got to take me home from here. And he's like, what you mean I got to take you home? I didn't know I had to take you home. I was like, well, I figured you was going to want to see your baby meet the other two kids for the first time. So I thought it wouldn't be an issue for you to take me home. And at this point, he's like, oh, well, Sierra's in the car. And I'm like, what? Like, why is she even here? And so that is what led up to the video that you guys see. I hope that this video answers a lot of your questions. If it doesn't, leave some questions in the comments and I will answer them, you guys. But I love you guys. And OG Nana gang, I love y'all. And then we had Jackaroo. He was still living with his girlfriend.
So let me get this straight, because there's no way you posted this on TikTok. There's no way you posted this. You and your baby daddy have a 4 and 5 year old. Y'all family didn't work out. He moves on, gets a girlfriend, but he comes over to your house to visit the kids and have playtime with them for about 45 minutes while his girlfriend sits out in the car. You also now have a newborn who is also by your baby daddy. But keep in mind, he does have a girlfriend. So on one of those days when he comes in to play with the kids, y'all conceive your son, and then he gets in the car and leaves with his girlfriend. The FBI couldn't have waterboarded that information up out of me. What? And like, you're saying this story with almost like a smirk or a grin, or almost like, well, I have his kids, so they can have him. This is very weird behavior. Then you mad talking about the day our family ended was the day he came to pick me up from the hospital with his girlfriend in the car. You mean to tell me that's what set you off? Not her sitting in the car while y'all having sex, making another baby? You sitting up there thinking you better than a girlfriend. Meanwhile, this man know he can come dip in your box whenever he want to. He's not giving the other women children. He's freely doing whatever they want. They're not stuck with no kids. But he can always come back to you to have a kid, and you just let him know that that's what he can do. And if that's the same girlfriend who was with him in that car to come pick you up from the hospital, that was in the car waiting on him when y'all conceived that child, she ain't got no self-worth neither. Because there's just no way both of y'all, like, who plays these types of games, first of all? You never know what could trigger a person and make them go crazy. Like, I would be scared to even do something like that if a man have a whole girlfriend. But second of all, if he moved on from you and got a girlfriend, why would you let that man come lay with you up in your house? Then you know the girlfriend is in the car, so you still gonna have sex with him anyways. Y'all sitting up having unprotected sex. Had another child. Now he finna leave that child with you. You got 3 kids now. You want them 3 kids by yourself, and he get to get in the car and drive off with his girlfriend. That's the life you want to live. And see, it's a lot of people that come and say, oh, you can't judge her. You can't. Listen, there is no judging, because at the end of the day, people gonna do what they want to do. But you have to understand that sounds crazy. That's demeaning yourself. You're devaluing yourself Like, there's no pride in getting on here and saying, well, his girlfriend was in the car and one of those 40, and then you did this on the play dates in 45-minute visits, which means that wasn't the only visit y'all did that on. You knew his girlfriend was down there in the car the whole time because you said she came every time he visited. So that means you knew she was down in that car every time and you still had sex with him every time while he was supposed to be visiting his kids. Now you on baby number 3, and every single time he gets to get in the car and drive off while you sit there and you stay with those 3 kids. And then eventually he's gonna get back in, apologize. He gonna have a girlfriend still and come in and drive in and get you pregnant again, leave you with baby number 4 while he get in the car and drive off with his girlfriend. That is crazy.
He usually comes inside on Mondays and plays with his kids or packs their stuff.
Did y'all see them air quotes on he comes inside and bathes the kids or plays with them for 45 minutes? You mean to tell me the whole time that he had his kids, that wasn't enough playtime? He got to come in your house an additional 45 minutes? No, it's given very much. You're upset that he moved on, and I blame both of y'all, but you were upset that he moved on, and you're using your children as a pawn to still infiltrate a new relationship. And the girlfriend had to know, because what do you think he's sitting outside doing every Monday when he dropped his kids off for 45 minutes? I would be done spit on both of y'all. Sorry, TikTok. I be done slap both of y'all up in the face because y'all not gonna play in my face like that. And that's why I don't do baby mamas.
And she's basically saying that her baby daddy picked her up with his girlfriend from the hospital after just giving birth, right? And then she posted a follow-up video because people wanted clarification. So she explained that they already have 2 children together that are like 3 and 4. They're stair step, right? And that he's had a girlfriend. So she's aware there's another woman in the picture. And that the girlfriend sits in the car for about 45 minutes, a couple of days out of the week, while he comes in the house and tucks his kid in or helps his kid with homework, whatever. During those 45 minutes encounter that's supposed to be for the children, and she's sitting in the car, they found a window of opportunity to get busy, which resulted in this newborn baby that she's holding right now. So now you're posting this story online, your hashtag, for you page, because I guess you want people to see it. So I'm trying to figure out, is this a flex? Like, is this a laugh at my pain? Like, I gotta laugh to keep from crying? Like, what was the point of this? Because you had to know that people's gonna be looking at you sideways, like you a dumbass. Like, this man clearly is in a relationship with a whole other woman. And clearly she's aware that you got pregnant by her boyfriend and she's still there. I'm trying to figure out, like, were you trying to shame the girlfriend and make her feel bad for sticking around with a nigga that made a baby on her? Or is it you that's trying to laugh at your pain? Because I need somebody to help me understand. You know that guy that got that song? I follow him, but I don't know his name off the rip, where he's like, you let him hit it raw. You didn't have second thoughts. Now you a single mom. Now you a single mom. Like, you, like, bitches give fuel to shit like that. That's why these niggas can make dumbass songs like that actually are catchy, because it's fucking true. Like, you just made yourself a 3-time single mom. Yeah, you might say he's involved, but what is it? He's mine. You made I had him once, but I got him all the time. Is that what you have in mind? Because, bitch, this is time fucking foolery. Y'all just be out here just posting shit to go viral views at this point, because this shit don't even make sense.
He still live with the girlfriend. He's still with the girlfriend. So they conceived a child while the girlfriend was sitting in the car while he dropped off his kids or picked up his kids. Now, I would say you couldn't beat this information out of me. But I don't need to say that, because this wouldn't be happening to me. I wouldn't be the girlfriend nor the baby mama. You know, you say never. On my soul. I could say 10 toes down. Never. Sorry. Y'all know I get sick when I report silly shit. I gotta go.